reader and the second reader that was chosen by the OPA. Nobody knew about Andrew except me, and people said, what do you know about Andrew? I said, he's a spoken word poet. Oh, hard to follow. So we put him last. Hard to follow.
Yes, we did.
In terms of what? In terms of energy, in terms of youth, in terms of the oracular, in terms of all the pieces that don't fit together, maybe. I thought about hard to follow, and I was thinking not just of the negative parts of that, but how, and we've heard this in some of the longer poems this afternoon, how something hard to follow, something that has resistance, something that has challenge, actually makes us more alert, gets us more involved in what we hear. So here's Andrew, hard to follow, Gonzalez, all the way from Springfield, Oregon.
This poem is on the subject of cosmic cannibalism. It's called Circles Are Everywhere. Eating food is like a snake consuming its tail, replenishing the carnage by continuing the cycle. A panoramic view of time's continuum would reveal the redistribution of every particle. Permutations permeate perspective on cosmic mountaintops where turnover rapidly remakes everything into everything else. Change simply rearranges the furniture, although our lives are too short to see this mutability for ourselves. Days bleed into nights ad nauseum, following a course determined by the orbiting of rotating spheres in space. Some planets have rings. Why isn't that strange? Turning around as it goes around goes the global merry-go-round, gandering at the speckled sky, round, clumped together, matter and energy gives off light, looking through pupils inside of irides, inside of eyeballs, inside of our skulls. We have sight patterned on the starry circuits prehistoric people created, megaliths like Stonehenge with ringlets made of rocks. To take the world in, we open up our mouths. Serpentine intestines make outer inner in our innards. From bowels to bowels. Everybody has a belly button to remind them with a button that they came from someone who came from a someone who came from another someone ad infinitum. We come from a great tree of people bumping uglies and jiggling their circles. Babies grow in wombs until they are balloons. Grand entrance into life happens through holes. To survive the early years on circles, they must suckle. Grown, they go away to return home daily, between work and play making laps. Death could be the end, but perhaps it is a hole. Iconography imbues saints with halos. I think, therefore I am, is Descartes' circular reasoning whereby he proves that we exist. Assertions are based on assumptions taken as self-evident. This is not a problem if you consider tautology evidence. Linear logic gets forced in on itself, whittled down to axioms. Maxims are our compass searching for the truth. Axiomatically, I assert, based on patterns in the universe, a deathless, birthless reality wherefrom all things come and to which all returns. Cosmic cannibalism makes the wheel go round, and yet it is not consumed. Thank you. Now, if you can handle one more of those hard to follows, you know. So, this poem is about the relativity of self. It is called You Are Not Your Identity. Who told you who you are? Why did you believe what they said? Like colds and flus that we share, views are infecting the head. Somewhere you're there under layers of learned narrative. Identity is homemade. Self is constructed. We assimilate what we should be by positive reinforcement. Each activity brings reward or punishment. Which is which decides who is who, and the author is environment. Trusting authority figures have figured out the gist of it. We categorize our lives into files to be visited. In the morning, anonymous you is named when remembering. Recollection recollects the disparate portions of used to be. Then, here let me introduce you to my persona, but we shall never meet. Pass through the chambers of these ideas to the throne room, there is no one on that seat. To conjure theater without a thinker is quite the feat. Thoughts run without your consent. Conditioned by conditions producing these productions, mentalities are more phenomena than actions. Personality is the inertia of circumstances. Mechanical automatons respond automatically. What comes out is input put into an intelligent ventriloquist dummy. Imitating monkeys that imitated monkeys. Regurgitating what was regurgitated. second-hand knowledge, vomit passed off as food. The best parrot, parroting best, doesn't make fakeness any less. Liberal or conservative, you become like your associates. Opinions rarely open, just as stubborn as belief systems. Assent and agreement creates our tribes. Teams in a stadium need you to take sides. Pressure for one or the other may motivate you to decide. Masses play tug of war for who is the biggest herd. Keeping busy preoccupies the mind so it doesn't ask the question, what is this ongoing affirming of defining all the time this race, this religion, this creed, this nationality, as if any of it meant anything other than what someone else told you one time it meant. So you agreed with people who agreed with people about that to which they disagreed. The subject as an object of their subjectivity can see what me is made of is an elaborate panoply of things that are not me. We found our role upon the stage with props and cues, but without a subconscious script, what would we be? Familiarity functions mindlessly. Our tasks are masks to answer for existence by what we do. Doing what's been done, thinking what's been thought, following a plot that is memorized by rote. Amnesia would bless us if we could reboot. Reflection on the moon and water has no interpretation. Fill books about the subject matter. It does not matter what you say it is or you are. Words barely penetrate the periphery. You are not and never were your identity.
Folks, thank you very much. It was a wonderful program. I like great variety in the poems. I'm very pleased with the way this has turned out. And look, this is now the end of the formal program. We have lots of food in the back, and I hope you'll imbibe on some of it or put it in a napkin and take it home with you even. But once that's done, please do help yourself to go upstairs and see the reading room where the poetry collection is located now. Thank you so much.